Finally back to recording. Took me a while. So Dream Invasion updated slightly because I was an idiot for like 3 months straight. Which is why I'm making this video, despite having used this team in 2 videos before this. I think it's 2 at least. So I'm using Wash, Sprocket and Kaboom. So there's a lot of different potential pairings for Wash and Sprocket you can use on this boss. I like Kaboom because I've maxed Kaboom's S3, his charge skill, to remove all 3 buffs that the boss puts on with Dream Drain. So as long as you know what that looks like, you can just put the charge move in whenever you see that, which is lovely because it means I don't need to worry about any of that stuff, and it allows my raid to last a lot longer. My mistake was that, and it's in the room build, was that I was running Kaboom with effect accuracy because I was running his S2, so I was removing buffs and trying to cast attack down with his S1. That was the idea. In practice, it doesn't work because his defense and hit points, well, it's not his hit points so much, but his defense was so low that once I got to like 180k-ish, the boss was just one-shotting him. And it just didn't work because then once that's gone, you're now trying to fight for the last bit, and you're probably only going to get about another 20-30k at best, and that just doesn't work well for me. So I had to come up with something else. And so I decided to scrap getting attacked down and do up his charge skill up to maxed and run him on defense and hit points, which is what you've got here. So almost 2500 defense and just over 9k hit points. And then a respectable 7k attack. Just to get like that just means that the raid is a little bit quicker. It's not the end of the world how much you have of that or how little. It's mainly focused on getting the defense and the hit points, and then putting on the charge move when you can. Sprocket, there you go. I've sort of upgraded a bit of the runes. I used to run a lot more EA than I needed, so I'm just going for like the base 160 and focusing more on getting the defense and hit points. I aim for around about 2000 defense, 9000 hit points ish, somewhere in that region. It usually does me all right. And then Washbuckler, I've got 2300 defense and 9500. His attack is 6k, doesn't matter. The only reason it's 6k is because mine's 6-star plus 4 and his base stats are obscene. And I've only got 1 attack rune. It's just defense runes and hit points runes. This one I've just got the 14% EA, which means that I can go a little bit more on the other stats, like the crit rate and all of that stuff. I like critting with him occasionally. It's quite nice, and get the extra bit of defense and what have you. So I've just got into 159. That'll be fine. 160 is what you want 100%, but 159 would do you like 99% of the time, so it's not an issue. So that's fine, and we are literally just going to cycle those 3 skills through the entire raid, and just pay attention to what the boss uses. So that's pretty much how this is going to roll. I'm expecting to break 300. Otherwise, I'll be redoing this. But I think I can break 300. Hopefully, going up towards 400 is the hope. Whether it will be able to hit 400, I don't know, but I'm hopeful, and I'm going to try my best. So let's go for it. So turn off auto immediately every single time. Then we charge up, put on the blind. Gulper, you're literally going to cycle through his skills whenever you can. When I have extra mana, my idea is to use Wash's S1. Kaboom's S2 is also a good choice, and then as soon as he Dream Drain, I go for it. Usual rules of blinding apply. You want to subtract the number of turns of blind that the boss has from your take the number of blind turns the boss has and subtract the number of times you see her head in the thing. When that number reaches 1, you want to put on a turn of blind. Is usually how it works. Just remember that the Dream Drain doesn't count, it's just the other 2 skills. And now I'm about to knock her down for the first time of many. And this is just me throwing away mana. And then when she puts the disrupt in, when she puts the charge in, just have your disrupt ready. And that's it, really. And you shouldn't take anywhere near enough to be worried about it. When I get into Triple S, I will start using Sprocket's S2 outside of her charging, because he doesn't charge that often. She doesn't charge terribly often, so I like using that S2 to get the extra heals, and it usually doesn't affect me too much, especially if I'm just gonna throw. So now that I've just chucked her in, knocked her down. Now she got a turn in because I'd used 1 more turn than I ought to have. That's not a problem. It went straight into Gulper, so I'm not worried there. And then back down to 1 turn on my little counting game, I guess. Then she puts her thing up again, which is good. She's Dream Drains, and now I've got that ready to just go straight in with it. And now she's just used both of them, which is fine. I just need to make sure that this one hits, and that's all that there is to it. Good, got the turn in. I would probably been able to take that one to the face, but you don't really want to, where you can avoid it. And then she's gone and charged back up. Got knocked down again. I will be knocking her down a lot. There you go. She put Dream Drain on. She will do that if you're consistent with getting rid of the Dream Drain as soon as possible. She'll use it a lot more. Is what I find, which is lovely for you. There you go, back in. You just got to be very, very careful with the amount of money that you use. That's realistically the only objective in this entire raid. Is just make sure you are careful. And there we go, we're back into Dream Drain. So I'm going to get rid of that straight away. She's going to charge up, not a problem. Get rid of that straight out of the bag, and then she puts in another skill, and that brings my count down to 1, and so I use blind. Just got to keep it consistent. Getting up into Triple S range shouldn't take you that long with this. And now she's stuck an extra turn in, and that was a mistake. I used one of Wash's turns too early. It's not a problem. Don't worry. You will make mistakes. I do all the time. I do so many stupid things. But what I'm not going to do now is use Wash's S. I meant to use Wash's S2. It's not a problem. I'm going to knock her down now. That's fine. We're now back on back on track, which is good. I'm going to chuck that in because I've got extra mana. It's probably going to get resisted because I'm not trying to. Because I haven't built Kaboom to hit that to hit his attack down, it's probably going to miss, and I'm okay with that. I totally get that. There's a very slim chance that it might hit, but don't bank on it. And obviously, if you have really good runes, then you can go for that attack down. But the thing is that Wash casts it anyway. Wash's thing has a 1 in 5 chance to give attack down without it being skilled up. So I'm not particularly worried about having to rely on Kaboom for that effect accuracy. And there we go, we got it in. Back down to 1 turn on my little can. And we're going to absolutely steamroll into triple S range. There we go. She uses Dream Drain. I go straight in with Kaboom's S3. I'm going to put a Gulpers in because I haven't got any defense down. Don't worry about the crit down, it doesn't matter. Now this is, you're going to take Sprocket, there we go. It got resisted, I expect it to. Now I realise that I'm going to knock the boss down very, very shortly. So I'm okay with using Sprockets. That was a mistake, she didn't actually get her attack down, that's fine. We're fine. I got away with it, which is really good. Okay, that's going to get killed, not a problem. Straight out with that. And this is what I said about now she starts really piling on the damage, so you want to start using, because you'll usually be okay. Because she puts her stuff in queue quite quickly, and then we're back to blind again. But we got the attack down, which is lovely. Have the charge move ready. If I do this again, I'm definitely putting more effect res on my units. Definitely for next time. I didn't think about how much the diminish would actually do to me. Okay, we're good on the... Oh, this one's going to sting. This one might sting a little. Actually, it's gonna probably just finish off. Didn't actually. Wow. Okay, that's 0 turns. I don't like 0 turns because in case it gets resisted, it can get a bit awkward. But as long as it gets hit, that's absolutely not. It's not an issue. Okay, nice. Put the charge in, so I'm going to put that back on. I'm back down to 1 endurance, which is lovely. Okay, she put her thing back in, which is awesome. Dream Drain is lovely. It's just a free turn. Okay, there's absolutely no way in hell that the Gulper was getting that turn in, which is a little bit of an issue for me because this one's going to sting. Because I don't have defense up, I now need to get that in pronto. Okay, we're fine because this one isn't. That's good. It is rather touch and go, this fight. Sorry if I'm like blanking out for like a couple of minutes at a time, just trying to focus on getting it right because it is tough. That's dead. But we're under defense up. Oh, we got through. How the fuck did we get through that? Holy shit. That was very, very sketchy with Wash. My problem is that this boss hasn't done the there it goes. Finally. I needed to do that more often because then I can bring Kaboom's skill out. Because I always live in fear of doing it at the wrong time. Okay, that's fine. Oh, didn't think of that. I put it in instinctively. Okay, good. Please don't kill. Shit! Okay, I'm putting effect res on. Okay, so this is without... So 276 without F-res just kept taking the things. I'm going to take a breather, get some effect resistance on, and then try again in a bit.